Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where you are from. My name is Mayur and this is ProLabs demonstration. Before I get into more detail about the features, how it is changing the way we teach, the way we learn technology, let me talk a bit about why before what. In a very typical scenario, irrespective manner whether you are a student, you are a teacher, a corporate trainer, a land department, and the representative of EduTech. We always need a well configured infrastructure before we start the training in technology field. And because corporates don't expose their network or their firewall, we always end up fighting for unrestricted environment to teach students, starting from installation, configuration, and then development. Whether it is DevOps, full stack development, cloud, data science, testing, or any field. And as a typical scenario, as a typical solution, we end up getting virtual machines in the cloud and then let it get installed and configured manually. Number one, it's a very time consuming job. Number two, many times we end up in a configuration conflicts. And that is where I would like to talk about what we are offering. The very first core important feature of this system is that it provides an instant configured environment for multiple stack. And we are adding configurations day by day, targeting for full stack development, DevOps, data science, cloud infrastructure. Based on all of these trainings, these templates, these configurations provide instant environment to participant and to trainer. The second most important feature is the source code will always reside on cloud. So we are not dependent on a restricted hard drives or restricted environments on clients' machines. Participant can keep their source code in the cloud or they choose to keep their source code in Git. That's their choice. The third feature is when we say that it's an unrestricted environment, it's truly unrestricted environment. That means if we are spinning up a lab for Linux operating system, we'll always get a sudo access. And for some training, it's really a big matter to get the sudo access of the machines, of the virtual machines, to try our hand on a system level teaching and research. While developing the application, we are offering a web-based IDE, so nobody needs to install anything on participant's machine. That means no IT department, no tickets, and no approvals at all. And on the top of that, our goal is to create a very informative knowledge-based environment for students. For the courses where they are not only learning from the trainers, but also they are going to fetch some small tips, the knowledge base, and the videos within the same environment when the training is not happening. Post training or pre training every day, they can always learn from this growing community, from this growing knowledge base, which is coming integrated with ProLabs. Enough of talk. Let me switch back to my screen and give you a demo. So this is the control panel of ProLabs where participant can log in, the manager can log in, the project manager can log in, trainer can log in, and as per their roles, they can manage their labs. As of now, I'm trying to log in as a participant, as a student. And as soon as I logs in, I can see all my past applications. Probably I have created yesterday, the day before yesterday, or in the previous sessions. So all of the cloud labs, cloud applications, source code configuration will stay in the cloud as long as participant, student would like to have. On the top of that, if participant or student would like to create a new application, they can always choose a predefined, pre-well configured template. And this template library is growing rapidly We're trying to add a lot of new templates, not only from the tech stack, but also from the tech and the enterprise applications. So if I go to Launch app, you can find templates from full stack development, front-end development, server-side development. You can also find a template for data science. Slowly, we are going to add support for R language as well. We are also adding a DevOps templates like Jenkins, CI/CD tools, Docker, Kubernetes, one of the most demanded template. Java stack, .NET stack is coming to the template very soon. And all these templates apparently will be categorized into different domain. Participant can choose the template, the application they would like to try their hands on. For example, if I would like to try my hands on Node.js, all of these templates are integrated either with Visual Studio Code, which is one of the most favorite IDE in the tech world, or the Jupyter, which is very much popular for data science development. That's the choice of participants. If I create a Node.js application, it will ask me the name of my application. Let's say I say my Node.js app. And if my source code is already exist in my own public Git repository, I can provide the Git URL. And if I don't have any source code created already, ProLabs will provide you a basic application, well configured, well created, so that you can immediately start learning new things. I'm going to create this, and it will take roughly 15 to 20 seconds maximum for end-to-end configuration, automation, setup, plugin configuration, and the necessary dependency installations. As you might have noticed, this is a standard Visual Studio Code, but it's in browser running on cloud. So this software is not required to be installed on my host machine on my laptop, although I do have it, but it's really not required. It's purely running on cloud. And by the time I was talking with you, it's all set ready. And I can see it is available on 3000 port. On the left side, I can see my source code, the default source code. If I would have provided a Git URL of my existing application, that application would have appeared over here. Since I did not provide any Git URL, I got the default template, default basic application of Node.js. And I can easily browse the outcome of this particular Node.js application by simply opening it in a browser, and I can just see the outcome. I can change the source code and rerun it in a terminal. So the standard practices which we follow in Visual Studio Code by creating a terminal, installing softwares, adding dependency, everything is as it is, as if it is a desktop application. On the top of that, I can also have a fully unrestricted Linux shell, which is one of the most crucial requirement among full stack development trainings and learning assignments. So if I select Linux shell, I can just say my Linux training, and I can simply create, and a web-based shell will appear where I can try my commands, can access my computer via virtual machine, and I really don't need to install any SSH client or PuTTY or any virtualization solution like VirtualBox or VMware. Nothing is required. I can change it to reverse, and let me log into my remote server. And as you can see, I have the full access of this computer. I have the full file system. I can also use sudo. Let's say I'll simply run a simple command, and my sudo, which is the system access, root access of this computer, is also released. Other than that, if someone would like to have a proper desktop, probably for enterprise application, probably for presentation, probably for different purpose, the purpose which cannot be served using these applications, participant can still spin up a dedicated virtual machine and get the desktop access in browser. Again, no need to install any third-party softwares for remote desktop, VNC, or anything else. If I select this, and I'll simply create it, and within the matter of 15 seconds, my virtual machine with desktop is ready to be accessed inside a browser. This is a lightweight desktop, KDE I believe, on the top of Ubuntu operating system, and slowly we are bringing Windows and other versions of Windows as well as other versions of Linux to the template. And you can have a full-fledged desktop operating system. You can install softwares, you can access softwares. For example, Mousepad is an editor over here. I can just use it. Hi there. So these templates, these applications truly provide an independence from the hurdle of installation, configuration, request, tickets, approval, everything. And this is purely on cloud. On the top of that, we are also building the frameworks template like Spring Boot on the top of Java, .NET Core, and different kind of a stack. And like many of us know that for Spring Boot, we use IntelliJ and its Enterprise Edition. If we want to get rid of Spring Initializer, everything is all set inside this Spring Boot application. I can also spin up a Python Jupyter-based notebook, and the Jupyter, which is very much famous IDE for data science development, data science training, along with R language and different languages, is also all set ready. And you can have its Python terminal. You can create a notebook and you can just proceed on the learning and the training. This way, we are building the block by block and making life easy of a trainer, of a participant, and making this journey very smooth end to end. Thank you very much for today. That's all. We'll keep coming with more detailed technical videos by configuring and creating one by one templates and its application. Thank you. Have a good time.